Hi guys, I'm Mommy Many. I am mom to 14 children. 12 of my children are still at home, and today I'm going to do a baby update. So I have a baby that is, they say, is probably a positive for trisomy 18. I'm out in my high tunnel. It was just loud and crazy. I think like every place that I went to go. Lots of stuff going on in the house, and honestly I tried to make a video the other day. I'm a little frustrated. I think I'm gonna sit actually down here where I can stretch out a little bit, although that's loud too. I don't know, I'll try this. I'm not sure if it will work or not. There's lots of stuff going on in the house. We are going to be going to visit some friends. Probably by the time you see this video, we'll already see those friends because I won't have time to edit it and that type of stuff before we go. We're going to go see some friends and have some fun. So we are packing all that type of stuff, but we are still, I think I had some kids, basically we had done a pig up, and so we mixed that with hamburger, and we did like a bunch of meals with meatballs and meatloaves, which my plan was to try and like share with you guys what I was doing. But I have had a kerfuffle of a day with my camera. So I've been trying to do like an every bit counts challenge video. It is a ton of clips that have to go together. And so I've been trying for 3 days to get it uploaded, and it has not uploaded. So I actually had to delete off this baby update video along with a couple other videos. I had to actually delete them off in order to get the Every Bit Counts challenge video uploaded. So it has been a day, to say the least. And I feel like I've gotten nothing done, although I've overseed a lot. Let me see if I can put you guys here. Maybe not. Okay, so I am just going to share. That's not gonna work. I am going to share with you guys where we are at with this baby. There has been a lot that has gone on. I was going to upload that other video and have it 2 separate videos, but I'm just going to combine the 2 into 1. So I've been going to Bangor twice a week, which is the closest city, or I guess it's the closest city. Yeah, it's the closest city. It's 2 hours away. We don't have lots of cities around us, and I have been going there for ultrasounds twice a week. That is very, very taxing on my body, to be honest with you. I still have not had my chiropractor appointment, although I do have, finally the referral went through and finally I have an appointment. But being like sitting, or like if I stand for, my back is killing me. Anyway, I'm struggling definitely for sure with my back. So we went to, I'm trying to like put my thoughts together because my brain is more on like packing and food. Okay, so I went last week and I had an appointment with a midwife. So they never give you like the actual midwife. It's so frustrating. I should share my last birth story because it's so different from what it looks like when you're in a hospital. It's just incredible. Anyway, so I've been passed around from midwife to doctor to midwife, and they said that, or he said everything looked good. They wanted to induce me at 37 weeks. I'm trying to push it off a little longer than that. I want this baby to grow as big as he can and to be as strong as he can. To be as big and strong as he can. So I'm gonna try to push that off. But I also know that I live 2 hours away from the hospital, and my last few births have been less than 2 hours, or around 2 hours. So I have to be cautious about that as well. So I'm just thinking. Anyway, they put it in. I asked if he could like ask and talk to other people to see what people thought as far as me putting it off a little bit longer. I'd like to go October 1st, which would be 11 days early. But yeah, I don't know. We shall see. I got a lot of stuff to get done before then. So the baby has been growing well. Last time I think we chatted, he was in like the 1 percentile or something like that. And then 2 weeks later, he was in the 6th percentile. And now overall, had an appointment yesterday and he was between the 10th and the 15th. Nobody's actually read that ultrasound yet. So it's just ultrasound text saying between 10 and 15. I knew if I sat here, I was going to have to stop every 5 minutes, but the plastic on the back of the high tunnel is like flapping. So, yeah. My brain's not thinking well to be interrupted a bunch of times in order to like give the update and deal with all the other questions. So we went... Okay, so now he's in the 10th to 15th percentile. Now his stomach is a lot smaller than the rest of his body, and that is in, as of last time, was like the 3rd percentile. So now that I've clarified that we're not walking to the park today, and we're not riding our bikes, and that the sprinkler system is broken, now that we've clarified all those things, I'm back to you guys. So he is growing. They cannot tell me, and I'm kind of confused as far as like what the biggest issues are going to be when he's born. A lot of stuff they're just saying that they're just going to have to figure out what's going on like when he's born, that we can't really tell too much more than what we are telling right now. So basically every week in every ultrasound, it's just kind of like, okay, he's good on the inside, better than the outside right now. So that's what we do twice a week. That's what we're kind of doing. Next week, I think we're just doing once a week. I don't know. I might see about once a week. It is very, very hard on my body. But if I go to the chiropractor, that might feel better too, to get my back situated, hopefully, and then it might not bother me so much driving. But I'm sitting in like the same position for 2 hours there and then 2 hours back, and that's really like bothersome to my back. He is head down now. Before he was breech for a while, so he's head down now, and he is looking good. All his parts seem to be working good as far as they can tell. The only thing like currently right now that they can see on ultrasound would be the heart condition, and even that, they're not supposed to be in the ultrasound itself. They're not supposed to be looking at that right now. So that's only something now that's kind of been referred out to the what's it called, pediatric cardiologist. There we go. So I guess now I had called my midwife, my home birth midwife actually, because I was kind of just having like a mental hard time. And I think that's because like when you have a home birth midwife, you have like a relationship with that person, and that person just knows you. And in the hospital, I just feel like I'm passed to one person to another person. Even like getting the referral for my back, it's like every single time I called, I was talking to somebody else. Every time I stopped in, the first person didn't know what the other person was talking about. So it's challenging when you're talking about like your personal health care. And I know that a lot of you guys have been in that situation where you just feel like like you're just a number, right? So I ended up calling my home birth midwife, and I said, "Hi, I'm sorry to bug you. This is what's going on." She's like, "Oh, no, call me. Not a big deal, whatever." And I just kind of asked her opinion on what she thought as far as induction. I want to like deliver this baby in the safest way possible. And so I wanted to see how she felt. I do not like inductions at all. They are very hard on my body because because I go so fast. if I'm given just a little bit of Pitocin, I end up like having back-to-back contractions where I can barely like breathe through. And it's very, to me, unnatural. And I figure like if that's happening to me, then what's happening to the baby and what's going to happen like with his heart and all that type of stuff. So I just bounced some questions off of her. She said, yeah, and then also like as far as like cesarean section and that type of stuff, and she was very like, no, I think because you go so fast, it will be a blessing because the baby's heart won't be working like really hard for a long period of time. It will be like a shorter period of time, you know, and any other conditions that we don't know, it will be a shorter period of time rather than like a prolonged period of time. So that was good just hearing that. She said that she would be okay if I wanted to like hire her as well and have her like at the delivery. I'm not quite sure. Yes, I would like her at the delivery. At the same time, like in our state, like we always just pay cash for like her services, and we're trying to save like every penny that we can in order to, like, we know we're going to have to go to Boston for the baby's heart surgery. We don't know what it's going to look like as far as like us needing different things for the baby, or us maybe needing to like put our kids up in like an Airbnb or a hotel or something like that. We just don't know what it looks like right now, right? And so we're just trying to save all that we can in order to accommodate for whatever needs to happen. So like if we had to go down to Boston, then we probably would take part of our family, especially like the younger children, down with us, and then like alternate who is in the hospital. I'd probably stay in the hospital most of the time, and then we just don't know. And there's not a lot of like good answers to those questions. So we also don't want to be in a space where we have no money. So that would be difficult. I don't know if I shared this before. I'll share it right now. So basically we had paid like our debts and that type of stuff down. And then my son, he passed away, and I had 2 credit cards at the time. And because we just like to keep them for backups, but we used to like pay them off every month. One of them was like a Sam's card. So like when I went to Sam's Club, then I would get like cash back from that. So I had 2 credit cards like that. And when he passed, we did not have the funds to bury him, and we needed to do that in order to have a like burial for him. So that ended up being close to $12,000. It was $11,800 for a basic burial, and that includes like they have to like store the body, so it had to pay like rental fees, and I had to like pay for like the ground to get like a vault, or I don't even know all the stuff in it, but that was the least expensive that we could get by with. Well, we ended up putting it on 2 credit cards. Both those credit cards had very high interest rates, so by that summer we ended up owing over $18,000. And so in order to get those 2 credit cards down onto something that was not that, we have them on a loan that is a 0% interest loan. We both had really good credit, so we have them on a 0% interest loan, but it was with the condition that we would not put anything else on credit. So we do not have like that as a backup if we needed to. So we do not have credit cards. We pay for cash. We can pay cash for everything. So that's kind of like nerve-wracking not knowing that. So we really want to just keep those funds. Anyway, baby. So I guess after talking to the doctor that was at the actual hospital doctor's office, he said basically what will happen is I will be induced, deliver the baby, and then if the baby's breathing, then I'll be able to have like skin to skin with the baby. And then if he's not, but then there'll be a NICU team of 5 people inside of the NICU waiting for me to give birth, ready to assist with anything that needs assisting. And then my husband can go with that team to the NICU, and then I would stay like in labor and delivery until like I was all situated and whatever. And then once the doctors are okay with me leaving, then I can go stay in the NICU with my baby. So that is, I guess, the overall plan. And within the first 24 hours, he will have like a pediatric echocardiogram, and just they are like full stop. They're just going to try to take care of him. But everything looks good right now. So the blood flow from my placenta to his cord is perfect. He practiced breathe, like they do like practice breaths, and he's always doing great with his practice breathing. No other issues have come up. We've gotten some good shots like of his face, and we can't see at this point anything like a cleft palate, which can be like something that happens sometimes like with trisomy 18. Also, like there's no like signs of like spina bifida or anything like that, so I really don't know. Like everything is just kind of unknown. So as of right now, we know the heart, and we know that they think that he has trisomy 18. I do notice on the ultrasound that one of his hands usually seems to be like this, and that's the only thing that I personally have noticed. I do know that he is he's able to process the fluid okay. So like they're looking for at these ultrasounds to make sure that like if my amniotic fluid is correct. They also look to make like at his bowels and that type of stuff to make sure that like he's able to process the amniotic fluid, and everything has been just like on point. Like he has been doing great. He is processing things, because that was one of the concerns when he was small, that he wasn't able to maybe there was something like in the upper area that he wasn't able to like drink and swallow correctly to get enough of the fluids and stuff in, because that can happen sometimes, I guess. But everything looks good. So I do have an appointment with my midwife in 2 weeks. Oh, did I say? I don't even know if I told you guys this, because it was just so crazy. I think that I told you guys that I needed to have the diabetes test, the 3-hour diabetes test. If I didn't, I'm sorry that I didn't share that. But they told me that I needed to have the 3-hour diabetes test, even though I had checked a couple times, like finger pricked myself, fasting, and after meals. That day was absolutely horrible. I thought that I could not, I was just thinking for the first 2 hours, I am going to puke this all back up. Anyway, I didn't, thankfully, and I'm fine. I don't have diabetes. And what else was there? I think that's it. Yeah, so we're just trying to, I'm also trying to think, I haven't gotten anything for the baby in the house. We do have clothes. I mean, we have some clothes anyway. I have a couple outfits and stuff, but he probably won't need them in the beginning anyway. Because they said in there you can put them in whatever clothes, but a lot of times it's just easier just to have them in the hospital clothes. That way, if there's tubes and that type of stuff, then they can get around them a lot easier. But that's completely up to us, what we want to do. So I've not packed a hospital bag in a really long time either. And so I'm trying to figure out, what do you put in a hospital bag? Especially if you plan on being there for a while. I did buy a little throw, a throw blanket and a pillow. I got a couple nursing tops that I'll probably use. I don't know if he's going to be able to nurse. Probably they will... I'll try to pump, but I've struggled with pumping in the past. But they did share with me that they also do donor milk there. So that's an option. I guess there's a lot of options. The people in the NICU seem really good. I just don't like being tossed around in the actual office itself. So I'm hoping if I do get an induction that maybe I can have one of the midwives that I actually am okay with. And also, I don't know. My midwife thought that maybe I should just see that if I stayed like in the city for like the month or whatever, and maybe just like go into labor naturally. I don't know. We're still trying to figure it all out, because again, that's like a financial thing that would need to happen, and I don't want to, it sounds so silly, I don't want to take away from like the baby in the future. Like if we needed those funds, I don't want to like waste those funds on like an Airbnb for a month if later I'm going to need that money in order to like be there for him so he can get the medical attention that he needs. So just trying to prioritize those types of things. But I don't know. We'll see. It's something that we've been praying about. Me and my husband, we just kind of recently found, like, talked to everyone. So it's kind of something that my husband hasn't even had a day off since then. So we haven't really chatted in full on what we want to do around that and regarding that. And I might just wait until I talk to the other midwife next time I go and see what she thinks. They do want me to be induced, and it's going to be at a time when my girls are at a retreat, and so I am going to try to push it at least until after then, even if they don't give me until the beginning of October. So there would be more hands on deck, more people to do whatever. We're also trying to figure out inside of our house how things are going to work, because obviously Sweet Pea needs help, and that's like a night and day type thing as far as type 1 diabetes. So just trying to figure out, okay, who's going to be like mainly in charge of that, who's going to be mainly in charge of toddlers, who's going to be mainly in charge of food. And then we're trying to put a bunch of food in the freezer, get all the gardens done up. Just trying to get it all done before I go in. Getting a little excited. I think it's kind of funny because they had said that I probably wouldn't even make it this far. That most of the time, like, that I was probably just going to lose the baby beforehand anyway. So it's really exciting that I'm here and he's still alive and I'm able to carry him, and that just feels like such a blessing to me. Anyway, that is about it. I hope you all have a blessed and wonderful day, and I am sorry about this kind of like crazy rambling. My brain is just not there. My brain is on all the to-dos instead of the what-ares, I guess. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day.